In the realm of monstrous legends and terrifying beasts, few creatures evoke as much fear and fascination as Basilisk. Described as a draconid species with a fearsome combination of bird-like and reptilian features, the Basilisk's history stretches back to ancient Zerkania, where it first took root in the folklore of the region. Over time, it spread across the continent with its terrifying presence in the northern lands of the 13th century. Although myth and reality often blur when discussing such creatures, the basilisk's venomous breath and unrelenting territorial nature have cemented its place in the hearts of both monster hunters and everyday folk. Basilisks are striking with grotesque bird-like beak, webbed wings, razor-sharp teeth, and hooked talons that makes them formidable predators. Their crimson dewlaps stand out as a vivid and eerie feature, adding to their menacing appearance. Known for their deadly poisonous breath, a single touch can result in instant death, leading to widespread belief that their mere presence brings misfortune and decay. But it's the legends surrounding their gaze and their breath that have captivated the imagination of those who live in the regions where basilisks roam. Local legends often paint the basilisk as nearly mythical creature, asserting that it is the king of the desert of Zerkania, a land steeped in mystery. Villagers claim that these beasts harbor such deep hatred for all living things that their breath is as venomous as their stare. Some even say that a basilisk's gaze can turn the unlucky to stone. While the truth may not be as dramatic as these stories suggest, the basilisk's power is no less real. The beast is territorial to the point of aggression, guarding its domain with ferocity of a concerned animal. Many witchers have encountered basilisk in dungeons and underground chambers, challenging the more fanciful tales. This suggests that the creatures are not as bound to remote regions as folklore claim. They can thrive in a variety of environments, much like other monstrous beings, capable of reproducing in conditions that might surprise many who associate them with dry, rocky landscapes. While the most popular legend proposes that holding a mirror in front of Basilisk's eye can deflect its deadly gaze, witchers argue that a far more practical solution is to smash the mirror over the creature's head, doing away with the danger in a more direct manner. Mirrors often all are useful for tricking the basilisk, but a swift and decisive kill is always preferred by those who know these beasts all too well. Among the many variety of basilisks, one stands out both for its rarity and tragic history. The silver basilisk was once abundant in the region of Tucson. Its sleek silver-colored hide was a prize trophy for hunters, leading to near extinction of the species by the 13th century. Their decline in the wild was further exacerbated by the destruction of the beechwood forests, which were critical habitats for the roe deer that made up much of their diet. With fewer prey animals and even increasing hunting pressure, the silver basilisk was driven to the brink of extinction. By the year 2075, the last known specimen of these subspecies, known as the Great White Terror, was still a threat to merchant caravans in northern Tucson. Despite its dwindling population, the basilisk was still dangerous, and her attacks were a haunting reminder of the species' former strengths. Interestingly, the Great White Terror became a symbol of power and legacy, depicted prominently on the de Salvarez family crest. Count Borges de Salvarez, a noble of the duchy, took it upon himself to protect the final living member of this line, ensuring that her death would not signal the complete disappearance of the silver basilisk from history. Now, the once mighty silver basilisk is largely gone, hunted to near extinction for its precious hide and pushed further into the annals of history. The stories of its last known survivor remain a somber reflection of humanity's impact on natural world, as well as reminder of the price paid for the pursuit of power and wealth. The basilisk, in all of its forms, continues to live on in the myth and the quiet, forgotten corners of the world, forever a symbol of terror, beauty, and inevitable passage of time. Now, before going into its roots in mythology, let's hear what Witcher Bestiary has to say about Basilisk.
In memory of the noble knight Roderick, slain during a valiant struggle against a basilisk. Let's hope the beast choked on his bones. Gravestone inscription, Vezima Cemetery. Contrary to popular belief, basilisks cannot turn anything to stone with their gaze. That is small comfort, however, given that their acid, venom, claws and teeth provide them many other ways to kill. Basilisks love dark, damp places such as cellars, caves and city sewers. They hunt by day, waiting patiently in hiding for their prey to come, then jump out in a flash to unleash a deadly attack. When preparing to fight such a creature, one should drink golden oriole, which will provide resistance to its venom, and also prepare dancing star or shrapnel bombs, which work particularly well against basilisks. Basilisk's leather is a highly valued material used to make fashionable shoes and women's handbags. For this reason, many men, their courage girded by gold lust, take to hunting them. Most of these hunts end in disaster, but some do manage to bag their prey, which has led to a drastic decline in this creature's numbers in recent years. Some mages and druids are of the opinion that basilisks should be included in programs meant to safeguard dying species. Everyone else thinks those mages and druids have gone completely mad. Combat tactics. Despite their appearance, basilisks are vulnerable to igni and other means of using fire against them, such as dancing star. A well-timed bomb or burst of igni can not only bring down a flying basilisk to ground level, but distract the beast from being able to properly defend itself. They are skilled at using their wings and the talons on their feet in a similar fashion to that of the cockatrice. They can parry sword strikes with their wings and then leap up into the air to land near devastating overhead blows with their claws. They can also leap up into the air, hover momentarily, and then spit acid at their opponent from above.
A basilisk is a monster born from toads or serpents' eggs, incubated under a cockerel. The terrible offspring that hatches from these eggs is half bird, half snake, and all evil. It is one of the deadliest creatures to menace the mythological world, and it is extremely hostile towards mankind. The basilisk's horrific body is patched together from pieces of dragon, a serpent, and a cockerel. It has cockerel's flashy, feathered head and is supported by two spindly chicken legs. Dragon wings erupt from its shoulders, and long serpentine tail completes its shudder-worthy look. Although this monster is a deadly enemy, it can be very small. Early accounts of the monster describe it as mere 6 to 12 inches long. Alternatively, the basilisk is sometimes described as a giant snake. Still, its movement is unlike other snakes. Rather than slithering with stomach on the ground, it crawls forward with the front half of its body towering above the earth. Snake-like basilisks usually reach gigantic proportions. The basilisk is, with good reason, one of the most feared beasts in all folklore. It can kill or seriously injure a man in 5 different ways, and most of them don't even involve the awful creature risking its own skin in the fight. The monster's most famous weapon is its deadly gaze. The potency of its gaze is discussed in all the myths that relate to him, across several different cultures. No matter when, where, or who you are, if you meet the eyes of Basilisk, you're done for. Second to the monster's gaze is its putrid breath, so terrible that it can wither plants and incapacitate grown men. Some scholars even report that the monster can spit fire. The monster's venom is a third and terrible weapon. It is so toxic that it can kill a man from meters distance. In one story, the venom traveled up warrior's spear after he stabbed Basilisk and was so strong that it killed both the warrior and his horse upon contact. As a force weapon, the monster can use its sinister half-bird, half-reptilian hiss to madden, paralyze, or kill men. Finally, touching one of these dark creatures, even if you aren't exposed to its gaze, breath, venom, or hiss, might result in your death. Of course, the Basilisk is a menace to more than just men. This monster leaves a path of destruction wherever he goes. Plants are scorched by its stench and evil spirit. Birds burst out into flames if they get too close to him, and other snakes flee from him, knowing that he has a bit of cannibalistic appetite. Luckily for mankind, no monster as deadly as Basilisk has ever roamed the earth. But the legends of this monster probably was inspired by one of the world's most dangerous predators, the cobra. Pliny the Elder, an early naturalist who was the first to make written records of the little royal basilisk, connected the monster with Egypt by observing that it is like to live in dry, sandy places and sometimes laid in wait to attack Nile crocodiles. Likewise, the cobra lives in Egypt, where it is revered as a symbol of magic and royalty. Early physical description of the basilisk also match up with the cobra. Like the basilisk, the cobra can slither across the ground, with the front half of its body raised in the air. The large hood around its head, which bears an ornate white marking, gives it a strange, unsnake-like appearance. It is famous for its entrancing stare and its ability to spit highly toxic venom for long distances, as well as its appetite for eating other snakes. Well, that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe, as that greatly helps the channel grow. And until the next Witcher lore video, take care and goodbye.